sit on the chair.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But right now, there's just a little Art the Clown that sits behind me currently. So.
Oh.
From
I
Terrifier.
see. He's hot. He's hiding back there.
He's hiding. I have a little Hellraiser baby, too.
Oh, yeah? Which, Pinhead?
Pinhead, yep. When I went to Motor City Nightmares last year, I got this one from this lady called Tiny Terrors. And then they were back again this year, and I bought an Art the Clown from them.
I just saw an article about how Art the Clown, and this thing might fall back here, so
that's cool.
How Art the Clown was like recasted or whatever. Like it was it.
Yes,
it's not the same Terrifier or whatever.
Yeah, so the original Terrifier was from All Hallows Eve, or Hallows Eve was like the original shorts, and then it was a different guy that was cast. I think it was like his brother or something. I remember it was like somebody specific became the new Terrifier. After that, actually, Tifa watched it for the first time in over the weekend because we were me and Hadia and Chris, our two friends, came down to watch Wolverine and Deadpool, and then attend the con with us to table. And she was like, "Oh, we got to make them watch Terrifier, her and her husband as well." And I was like, because Hadia's husband, never seen it either, and neither has Tifa, and we were both like, "Hell yeah!" So we had them sit through it.
I've only seen half of the first one.
Oh, the first one's great.
I've only seen half of it.
Really?
Yeah, I think I took a nap, something like that.
That's fair. You
kind of. I'm not saying anything about it. I just didn't. I don't think it had anything to do with the movie. I just think I was tired.
Right. So, no, I get that. Like I do, because truthfully, I could probably fall asleep to that movie as well if I'm tired. Like it's not one of those movies that I would be like, I gotta stay awake to watch this, you know. So
I know they split a girl in half. Like
they do
growing up.
They do. That's where the budget went for that movie.
Oh, just split the girl.
Yeah, that's what he did.
Wow, that's rough.
Yeah, it's David Howard Thornton is the role of Art the Clown in Terrifier. The main ones, like the movies, not the.
Oh, okay. So they didn't change the Terrifier from in the movie. They just changed it from the shorts to the movie. That's typical.
Yeah, and typical. I don't remember exactly why he left or something, but anyway, they do. Okay. I mean, the second movie sucks. Like hands down, it's probably one of the worst things I tried to sit through.
Oh, really?
Well, yeah, especially
people came out like throwing up and stuff on it.
Well, that's like the only thing about it is that it's just gross. Like it's not. It's
Human Centipede. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, like there's nothing else to it, and they also tried to make Art a supernatural creature instead of just a crazy killer clown, and it totally defeated the purpose of the first one. And the second one's just sort of, we've seen this before. Oh, by the way, here's period blood being sprayed everywhere, and it's like, okay, well, I'm done. that was my limit because I have a limit.
Period. Oh.
Even I have a limit.
They said we saw that scene in Carrie, and now we are going to one-up it. So, yum.
Ooh, yummy fruit salad.
Oh,
you know.
Whoa. So you got a new mag at Motor City, huh?
I got a new what?
Magazine, comic book.
What I did, yeah.
The old people used to call.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
What?
You just gonna leave us hanging like that? You sat there and threatened me that you were going to tell me about this porn magazine that you got.
Oh, it wasn't a porn, but hang on. Before I get to that.
In a world where people can talk about things, and there are people who have a lot to say about the things they are talking about. When there is nothing else to say, these people will talk about stuff with the confidence in knowing what they are saying. When they have things to say, they will start talking about the thing they need to talk about. This is the show that you don't want to miss when there are things to be discussed.
Okay, anyway. No, it's not a porno mag, dude. It's a
porno comic.
movie.
Oh, I thought you said it was Erotic Nights of the Living Dead.
Also known as Emmanuel versus Knights of the Living Nudes. Or Nodes, I guess. It's Nods, so it's like Nodes.
So is this an old movie or is this like a recent?
No, this is from the 1980s. It's from Code Red Films. Excuse me. Apparently, this is a part of the Emmanuel series from what the hell's the guy's name? Joe D'Amato? D'Amato. I can't show you the back of this because there's porn on the back, so otherwise I would hold it up to the back. But it's from the same guy who wrote Ephemagus or The Grim Reaper, which is that Italian exploitation film, gore film that was like banned in this, and also I think it was like from the 60s. It's from the same guy. And it also stars George Eastman, who is also in The Grim Reaper, who is also in the Italian Django movies.
I think I've heard of that. I'm not. Yeah, I think I've heard of that.
Yeah.
The Django movies.
I would hope so. Jamie Foxx was in one.
Yeah, that was the Django, though. That's not quite the same thing.
Same character.
Are you sure about that?
I think so. I think it was like or at least the same like idea, if I remember. Like I think because Django was a Western, like the white guy was also a Western.
Mm.
So I think
you know what the whole thing about it is that that's where the term spaghetti Western comes from.
Yeah, Italian Western.
Yeah, and so that's where we got our mythology of
Clint Eastwood.
Well, yeah, the ones that we have.
Right. That's why. Well, that's what made Clint Eastwood famous was spaghetti westerns. If I remember correctly.
Django. Yeah.
Yeah, Italian Django, because Django was originally Italian, if I remember. But guess what? This movie is terrible. And when I mean terrible, I mean like awkward high school sex scenes terrible.
I think it's just name only. It wasn't like.
Oh, it wasn't the same thing?
No. Because this guy carries around a coffin.
Oh, that sounds even more awesome.
I know. So I'm like, wait a minute. What?
Django carries around a coffin and just like fucking puts people in it. 1966 spaghetti western.
Yeah.
Prepare a coffin. Yeah, he does carry around a coffin. He's like, there was also a 2017 movie called Django, which was a French film. But
too many Djangos.
There's a lot of Djangos, but I guess there's also a TV series that was also out, Italian-French television series. So there's a lot of Djangos. But this guy, George Eastman, was, I guess, also played Django in Italian Django movies. And then he was also in Erotic Nights of the Living Dead and also The Grim Reaper. And he never takes off his pants for being the lead porn actor. He has sex with everybody with his clothes on. It's really weird.
Yeah, I bet it sounds like it.
Well, there's a scene in this movie because I was at Motor City Nightmares. I decided to buy this and then Evil Tunes, the 25th Silver Anniversary Edition.
Is this I feel like this is a full moon production.
I think it might be. Let me see. Retro Media.
Okay.
And with ABC, but this is Roger Rabbit meets the Evil Dead.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And apparently creator of the cult classic Hollywood Chainsaw Hookers.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Everybody remembers Hollywood Chainsaw Hookers.
Yeah, that was I used to watch that all the time with my mom and my brother.
It's a family movie.
It's a family movie.
Wow.
Yeah. So, Erotic Nights of the Living Dead has one of the weirdest scenes I've ever seen in a porno. Specifically, first off, this is an Italian porn, if you couldn't tell. It's Italian.
I guess the first clue is the fact that Django's in it, but okay.
So this movie has a strip club, and there's nobody in the strip club except this guy named Larry, played by George Eastman. And this woman is dancing like she's at at a prom or like at a high school homecoming dance, going like, this is how she is sexy dancing. It's like, yeah, she's getting it on. She's
because that's as far as you could go back then.
Yeah, they really needed to make way for Jesus. Oh shoot, I forgot to I forgot to put on my turn this back to public, because apparently this thing doesn't. I hate this thing. Public. There we go. Save. Now everybody can see us. So she's dancing, making room for Jesus, and she takes off all of her clothes, and she's naked, and everybody has a bush because it's Italian, and Europeans, they don't shave down there, right?
And it's what, the 80s, 70s,
1980s, yeah. So during that time, the hair was popular down there.
Yeah.
But I don't judge. It's fine, whatever. That's that's a spaghetti western for you. They all have hair down there,
right?
Pubic hairs of the spaghetti. Get it? You get it? You get what I'm going there. But she starts dancing with a bottle of champagne, and Tiff and I are going. She's getting really close to her vagina with this bottle of champagne. See, and she puts the bottle down, and guess what she does?
Oh gosh,
she fucks it.
Oh great, that sounds like fun.
We're sitting there going, ew, stop, that's dangerous. My safety was my biggest concern than being turned on by this situation.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm sitting there, and all of a sudden we hear a pop, and it looks like pop goes the champagne. Yep. She pops off the cork with her vagina.
Fun.
And I don't understand. I gotta ask you, see, when you take off of a champagne cork, it pops off pretty quickly, right?
Sure. I don't know. I don't really mess with champagne.
Okay, so it pops.
I'm gonna take it from the expert.
All right, but it doesn't injure her, like, at all. It just sits in her vagina, and I wanted to know: is her vagina, like, her muscles so strong that she can stop the force of a champagne cork? Or was it just edited? Because the way this movie looks, there was no edits.
How is that possible? That's not possible.
No, it doesn't.
It is a movie. It's not real, right? I mean, you do know that.
See, the way this movie has way too many long shots that it was ever edited.
There used to be dances and stuff like that where the woman would actually smoke out of her vagina. So I guess it's possible, whatever. So, you know what? Girl power. What can I tell you? I don't know.
I have never felt so unsexy watching a porn in my life. Especially a horror porn. Also, this movie, and the reason why I bought this wasn't because it was called Erotic Nights of the Living Dead, but that was one of the reasons. It also says that it is the rarest of all zombie cannibal sex films. All of those types of zombie cannibal sex films. Like, don't you have a huge collection of them?
Yes, yeah, in my basement alongside my unopened champagne.
But you don't have this one, do you?
No. Unfortunately, it's like the Holy Grail.
This is
you have to get the right kind, because if you get the wrong kind, it's not erotic night, it's X-rated nights. Then you might actually turn to dust and fade away. like also, the last good Indiana Jones movie. Anyway.
Wait, which one? The Dial of Destiny? Because that one was a cinematic thing.
I made it through, like, I don't know. You know what? What the fuck? If I hate everything, then I hate everything. Okay, look. I can't take Indiana Jones being geriatric. That's not it. That's it's over, bro. Hang it up. Pass it. You need to pass it on to somebody just like James Bond.
Shia LaBeouf.
Or let it go, or let it die, or Shia. You know what? Say what you will about Shia LaBeouf, but I like Shia LaBeouf.
I do too.
I mean, he's an asshole. He's crazy. He's a nut job. He's a liar. He's deceitful. He's everything else. I don't like him. I might not want to be friends with Shia LaBeouf, but I feel like anybody who could have a song written about him hunting people in the woods and be at the end of the music video can't be all bad. Not only that, the man also rented out a movie theater and invited anybody that wanted to just stop by and watch his movies from back to front.
Really?
And he sat there the entire time, cringing at some of his stuff. I have a little bit of...
Sure.
I don't have respect for your anti-Semitism. I don't have respect for... Well, I don't know if he's anti-Semitism, but his racism. I don't have respect for the way he orders French fries in a bowling alley. I don't have respect for that. But it's the chances are that Shia LaBeouf is artistic. He's an artist, and they're erratic. They're assholes sometimes, and that's just the freaking case. So when it comes to Indiana Jones, could he be the new Indiana Jones? No. Could Chris Pratt be the new Indiana Jones? Of course not. He's too busy with Garfield. He can't be the new Indiana Jones.
He's busy.
I cannot. Right. But somebody mentioned. I think somebody had mentioned Bradley. Was it Bradley Cooper?
No.
To be the new Indiana Jones? I don't hate that idea. But I don't. I mean, at this point in time, let's just leave it. Let it go. Let it go. I you know what I did like? I did like the idea of having I can't remember his name, but Short Round. I like the idea of the baton passing on to it. You know, I didn't realize that he actually was one of the trainers. Oh, I think was it on Days? He trained Hugh Jackman for one of the Wolverines.
Really?
Yeah, like he was. I don't know if he was a trainer or he was. It's something around those lines, like fitness, physical thing or whatever. Because they were reunited, and I'm like, reunited from like in another Marvel movie, and I'm like, what? I don't remember seeing him in a Marvel movie.
He was in a Marvel.
And he wasn't. Well, he was in Loki season 2, but I don't think Hugh Jackman was in that.
Oh, I didn't see Loki season 2.
Neither did I. That might be why. It might be why some things didn't make any fucking sense this past movie. But whatever.
Were we supposed to watch Loki season 2 before it? Because there was no real hint about it.
Here, what are you fucking talking about? The whole thing was the TVA. I'm trying to figure out this honestly. When did the TVA decide to stop deleting timelines? That's what I'm saying. Did that happen in Loki season 2?
I don't know because I didn't care about Loki season 2 and nobody told me to watch it. I mean, I just thought the TVA was like the only thing, like, because there was no reference to Loki, like at all.
No, none whatsoever at all. Except for girl, she was from Loki.
Who?
The
the big cloud dragon thing.
No, well, yeah, that was too. But the one who was the head of the TVA.
Oh yeah. The lady who was
the head of the TVA,
end, who apparently did not know that the people of the TVA were doing the evil thing, which didn't really make a whole lot of sense. Because you're all on one damn network. It wasn't like that they were rogue or anything. Like the whole time. You're off grid. How? They know where they are. Like, spoilers if you haven't seen Wolverine and Deadpool. I actually like, or Deadpool and Wolverine. I actually like that movie. I had a lot of fun. I don't care what anybody said. I love the NSYNC joke at the beginning. I thought that was great because it's a reference to the second movie, Celine Dion music video. So, which I thought was great.
Wait a minute, are you talking about the credits in the second one?
No.
What's Celine Dion music video? I don't remember this.
You don't remember this? So in the Celine Dion music video, Into Ashes.
Okay, yeah, the credits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So have you watched the music video?
No.
Okay.
There was a music video for the Deadpool.
To Deadpool 2, yes.
Oh
To
no,
Celine
I didn't
Dion
know that there
Ashes
was a
music.
no.
Okay.
I can't keep up with all this stuff. I
All
mean,
Let me
just can't.
let me explain the lore to you of Deadpool stuff. Okay, so there was a
Okay,
Celine Dion did the theme to. Oh, you're getting all uncomfortable.
let's go.
Let's go, please. Let me talk to me, senpai. Let me.
Just,
It's
please
like
tell me
George.
the.
Oh,
Well,
Larry.
then he did. I mean, he did come back with when he was telling Fred Savage the movie all over again in the PG version. So
That is true.
that's-
Oh, I wanted to say George Eastman in this movie keeps watching these two people have sex, and he keeps looking at them going,
well,
he's like really excited to watch
you
them.
can't. How dare you judge him? That's his horny face. You can't
I'm not.
judge him for that.
I'm not.
You
I'm
can't
not.
judge him for his horny face.
You're right. I'm sorry. I will never judge anybody for their horny face.
Horny
How
face.
dare me? But no. So in the Celine Dion Deadpool 2 music video, Celine Dion is singing on a stage, and Deadpool is doing ballet around her. At the ending of it, Deadpool is in the audience clapping and saying, "Okay, cool, but we got to do it again. It's too good." And she's like, "What?" She's like, "Yeah, Celine, this is Deadpool 2. This isn't like Titanic. You got to turn it down to like a 5 or a solid 6. That was an 11." And she's like, "Listen, this only goes to 11. So bite me, Spider-Man." And then she leaves, and then he replies with, "We should have just hired NSYNC." So Deadpool Wolverine, the opening thing.
Oh, so that's what the joke was.
Yes,
See,
yeah.
I was honestly disappointed with the credits for that. But
Really?
I'll give it a pat. Yeah, absolutely. Because in the past 2 Deadpool movies, and I'm wait, let me finish this whole thought, okay?
Sure.
Before you hit me with anything. You had in the credits, they completely undermined the point of credits. You know, the first one, made by some douches, by some self-entitled rich kid, whatever the case. It went through a whole bunch of stuff in the first one, right? So the second credits come in here, it's like, wait, and it's going on, and it's like, wait a minute, did you just fucking kill her? What, because somebody can't show? And it was funny. It was hilarious. Now, you go to a Deadpool movie, that's kind of something that you expect to see. However, I'm going to give this caveat to it. This was not Deadpool 3.
Right.
This movie is not Deadpool 3. This
Right.
movie is actually Wolverine 4. So anybody that goes into thinking that this is a Deadpool movie, it's not. It's really a Wolverine movie.
Yes.
Let's face it. That's exactly what this was.
It is.
And damn, Hugh Jackman is looking old. I'm sorry. It's getting to that point that we need to retire Indy. I mean,
Jen, you are not wrong. I was waiting for Zac Efron to show up and have the mantle passed, because there was the one scene in that movie that I loved where he's like, oh, "The rumors were true. It's the mystical," and then it like turns around.
Oh, it was Cavill.
Yeah, that's what. Okay, it's the movie's been out for a week. If you haven't seen it yet, some spoilers.
Somebody. But
you're not wrong though. I will agree with you that it is a Wolverine movie. It's an homage to Fox, like closing. Like it is saying goodbye to all those characters except the ones that survived at the end, and it was the friends that died along the way.
Here's what gets me. Okay, I don't understand. And this is not about the film. This is about the reaction to the film. I don't understand that either. Why everybody's flipping out about these cameos? Because
they're good cameos.
No, they weren't. They were all cameos from bad Marvel movies.
Yes, and that's what made it great.
No.
Yeah.
It's like everybody's laughing. Okay, one, I do not count Hulk as a cameo. That is not a cameo.
No.
I'm sorry, that's CGI. That's not a cameo.
Yes. I agree. I get the reference though. I like the reference.
No, the reference is fine. Nobody's gonna fucking get it unless they know comics.
Right.
If you know Marvel Cinematic, in fact, I saw a lot of people confused about Wolverine on the X. Didn't understand that. Yeah, no, they didn't understand.
Wasn't that M? Was that House of M?
No, I don't know what it was. A fever dream that Wolverine was having.
Okay.
So
I remember that
I don't
from the
remember
comics.
what that was. Yeah, well,
yeah.
It's a popular cover. It's a John.
Yeah.
No, it's not John Byrne. Is it John? I don't know who the hell it is. I don't care. Anyway, point being, so there's a lot of references, or even Apocalypse, which is I love that storyline. I love the Age of Apocalypse. Is it good?
I love that costume. So
is it good? No, it's not good, but it's comics. And if you think anything coming from comics in the 90s was good, go back and reread them. Right. And I said what I said. Take it. But I do like it. I enjoyed it. So I actually have up here the Weapon X figure.
Oh.
Of that Wolverine. Yeah. So
of the big hairy?
Yeah, with the one hand and everything, right? Because you're like, how the fuck did Wolverine lose a hand? He can heal back. But there is a comic that explains it.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think it came out at the same time that did. Because they revisited it a couple of times. But I was cool with that. I like seeing that.
I like seeing Patch. Oh, that was
cool. Oh, right.
Yeah, no, the Patch was cool.
It would have been cooler if Hulk was around, but okay.
No, can't have everything, but
no. Well, I mean, but he was in, and that's fine. I'll be honest with you. At first, I'm like, okay, the Wolverine mask looks good. Then I'm like, that mask does not look good. It did not look good.
No,
it did not look good. Let's be honest. I know everybody was excited about it, but hey, let's take a step back. Especially when he took the rest of the costume off and it was just him and without a shirt on. It did not look good. It was nowhere near as good as Deadpool's mask whatsoever.
I'll be totally honest with you. I actually like the X-Men costume better. Like his black one.
You're evil. No.
I know. No. Like if I had to choose between the yellow one with the mask or the black one from the movies, I would take the black one from the movies because the mask just looked silly. Now him without the mask looked really good.
It did.
I looked great.
Yeah, it looked good. I see the Metal Gear Solid guy. I can't remember his name. He's like no, not Snake. The guy who created the Metal Gear Solid franchise.
Oh, not Hideo Kojima.
Okay. Yes. Anyway, yeah. I don't know. I've never played Metal Gear Solid, so I don't know anything about it other than the guy's name is Snake and he wears an eye patch.
There you go.
I'm trying to remember who did the voice for him because I think it was somebody known that did the voice.
It was Snake.
Yeah.
It was
I
North.
want to say Snake Plissken. That shows you how old I am.
Hang on, I'll look it up. Keep talking.
So anyway. Okay, but it brought a tear to your eye to see a muscular Wolverine. Like it brought a tear to my eye to see a short one.
that was beautiful. Oh, that was hysterical. Oh, aren't you so cute? I loved that so. See, but that was the thing. Like people were like so like. You know, what's weird is that I've heard a lot of people say that this movie wasn't funny. Like, it was unfunny and stupid, but I disagree. I think it played out exactly like a Merc with the Mouth, like, movie. Like, if this was him, essentially, it was him as, like, a ghost, if you would, watching Wolverine. And yes.
But the only thing I can say is, yeah, and that's why I like to sincerely say that, again, this is not a Deadpool 3 movie. And
yeah,
it should be Wolverine and Deadpool's name is in front of it, it really is a Wolverine movie.
Yeah.
Cassandra Nova is fucking amazing.
Oh, God, yeah. David Hayter is the voice of Snake, by the way.
David Hayter.
He wrote the films, the X-Men and co-wrote X2 and The Watchmen.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's why we would give a shit about whatever.
Hideo
Hater?
Kojima.
Yeah, would say. Okay.
Yeah, that's why we give a shit.
Okay. Okay. Cool. I didn't know why. Best known for writing X-Men and Watchmen.
He also
Huh.
wrote Warrior Nun, apparently.
You know what? I give it to him. A lot of people don't like the end of the Watchmen movie, but to me, it makes more sense than the actual comic. And I know that's going to get panned by a lot of the older folks out there. Because you know how sentimental they are.
Well, you can say Jack Kirby isn't that great, and you're just gonna get ripped apart. So I mean, whatever, dude.
To understand Kirby, you have to. It's best if you're an artist. I can understand simply because you can understand what his shape language is.
Oh.
So for somebody who was really into Todd McFarlane, or who's your favorite? Do you have a favorite artist?
I like Ben Templesmith.
Okay.
And Rob Gilroy.
Right. Okay. So that's a different thing altogether. For people who are used to that kind of thing, and I have to refresh. I know Ben Templesmith is, but I got to refresh my memory of what he looks like.
30 Days of Night.
Yeah, I never read that. I never saw the movie either. Okay. Yeah. See, this is somebody who relies on emotion, really, and Kirby relies more on logistics, I guess, in a way, which is it's not a slight to either one of them. But if you watch Kirby, you see how it's a circle, it's a triangle, it's a square, it's moving in space, and that's why people like. Why did you get me talking about Kirby? And
I was just making a reference. You're the one who started.
But Guillory, and Guillory's the same way to an extent. He has his own style and everything. So, but
always.
Now you've completely thrown me off of what I was talking about.
Something about Deadpool.
Cassandra Nova is badass.
I loved every minute of her on screen, and I wish she had more time. Like, I
wish they didn't kill her off.
Yeah, spoilers.
Yeah. If she even is dead, she might not even be dead. Oh, whatever. What are we talking about? It's the Marvel Universe.
Right.
Somebody dies.
I loved her little hand thing.
Oh, yeah.
Like, her weird going up in there and, hey, let me touch your brain.
This is it. Her name's Emma Corrin.
Yeah. She looked like James McAvoy.
Excuse me. Their name is Emma Corrin. And
she was also in Erotic Nights of the Living Dead.
Oh, wow. I hope not. How old is she? How old are they? They can't be that old.
I don't know.
They can't be that old. I'm trying to look for a date. 1995. They're younger than you. So.
Oh, man. I feel. Ow.
Man, that's feel. But anyway, oh my gosh. But they are going to be big. I think think that they are going to be big. They are, and this is not to put them in a they are the next Tilda Swinton or the next Kate Blanchett, and not because they share a similar aesthetic, but because she played Di, apparently. Lady Diana in the Crown show.
Oh, okay.
So
I never saw The Crown, so
my wife was into it. So I didn't watch it. But they did such a great job.
So you think it's going to be casted because of her versatility?
I think so. I think that they're going to be somebody to keep an eye out on.
Good. Yeah, because I really liked her. She was creepy the whole time. I loved how
she was. Yeah.
Yeah, like the whole time she was on screen, I'm like, I don't want you to touch my brain. But speaking of the bad Marvel cameos, how dare you? Because that was the whole point.
Okay, I love seeing Blade. In my personal opinion, Wesley Snipes can come back. The only problem that I have with that is, he said the thing from that thing that he was in. I hate that shit.
Yeah.
I hate it. I
Yeah.
hate it. And it's like you didn't by having him say that, you didn't understand the impact of that line in the first movie. You didn't.
Oh.
It's a complete misunderstanding of that line and where it was coming from. Because he sure as hell didn't deliver it the same way he delivered it in Blade.
True. I did
And
think
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I don't care what anybody says. You could automatically put Channing Tatum in something, which I'm sure Channing Tatum is probably a cool guy. He might be a nice guy or whatever the case is, because I like to separate the actor from their acting, because if I have a friend that can't act, I still want to support them.
Sure.
Even though they might be a nice guy. Channing Tatum might be a nice guy. Channing Tatum ruins movies.
You didn't say even Magic Mike?
I haven't seen Magic Mike, but I feel safe saying yes.
Oh, okay. Even though
even Matthew McConaughey could save that movie.
I've never seen it.
I've never
so
seen it.
I don't know. I haven't seen it. I will say though, and again, I know we're talking about Deadpool Wolverine, but Channing Tatum as Gambit, because you know the whole point of that, right?
Oh yeah, no, I know about
Okay, yeah,
I know that God stepped in and intervened and made sure that movie didn't happen.
yes, that's correct.
Praise him for that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It was the one thing that God did that he got right. So
now here's the deal. I am from Louisiana. I've been born and born and reared, and I've read in Louisiana. I've read stuff.
Oh, good. I'm
not
glad.
well because I'm from Louisiana, but the thing is, so you hear people. I've heard many people in family, my wife's family, that speak with a Cajun accent, even say Cher. Cher.
Sherry.
No, it's not Sherry. It's Cher.
Oh, okay, whatever.
And I think I might have added too much of an R to it. But
sure.
Do not sit there and say, "Oh, he did such a fantastic job with the accent." Fuck you.
If anybody who says that can shut the fuck up, because the whole point was
it
was supposed to be bad.
Now, I have a tendency to believe. I'm curious. I wish I was there on the set
because they even said it.
Well, I'm curious to know. Deadpool made fun of it.
Yes.
But here's the deal. I want to know if that making fun of him was there to his face. Because if you think about it, I don't think he responded to what Deadpool said. Or if that was added in post.
Oh, I don't know. Well, but none of them really responded to what he was saying.
True. But they all seemed to talk to Deadpool. They didn't really converse with each other.
Yes. Yeah, that's what Tifa said too. She's like, that man she's like, he was way too huge in that. But that was that was the whole thing though. And you are right though. I do, now that you bring that up, that is a good point.
I'm just wondering, because do you know how he ended up in that as Gambit?
Well,
not the 21st Century Fox thing, but because of the reason behind it is because of Ryan Reynolds.
Well, yeah, because he wanted him to be.
Right? No, they met long time ago when he was bringing out Deadpool and whatever the case was.
Yeah, and Gambit was supposed to be in Deadpool and supposed to be that Wolverine Origins, and he was supposed to be Gambit.
Who, Channing Tatum? No.
Yeah.
No, that's not how that happened. It was Taylor Kitsch that was Gambit. They were trying to make a Gambit solo movie, and he was trying to be Gambit for that solo movie. They had greenlit it.
Right.
And then it fell through because God is good. And that is why. So, Gambit was always one of my favorite X-Men. I don't know why, but he was.
From Louisiana.
He's a slender... No, not really. It was just, I guess, the playing card thing, maybe. But
yeah.
He's a slender build guy. Channing Tatum is not even tall.
But I will argue that was the point.
I hear what you're saying.
Yeah, and that's why they didn't make it look like. That's why he looked so awkward the whole time, and he had like the terrible accent, is because it was making fun of the point of why Channing Tatum couldn't work as Gambit. However, though, now that you bring up the point that nothing was said to his face, it makes it a million times funnier.
I would say he's 6'1", but
because he was like yes, he was way too tall. He's like towering over everybody. I like the fact that Jennifer Garner came back as Elektra. I thought that was shocking.
okay, here's the thing, right? That's one of the ones I'm talking about. Everybody hated that movie. That movie was canned.
Yeah, I fell asleep to that
Completely
movie.
Canned. But my point is, I understand the joke in the movie. I understand what they're doing. However, my point on that, even with the whole, we lost Daredevil. Oh, it's okay. Whatever. I get the joke. But the issue comes is I don't see why people are losing their minds over the cameos, is what I'm saying. These weren't like huge cameos. We didn't see Robert Downey Jr., and we know why, because he was in San Diego. But
Yes,
we didn't see Robert Downey Jr. I called the Chris Evans thing right off the bat.
I did too.
Well, look at him. He was smaller and his hair. It definitely wasn't Cap. And I was like, oh, they're going to pull some joke here. And I thought that was pretty
I thought that one was really
predictable.
good.
I can't see Pyro cooking Human Torch. I understand the essence of it, and maybe, but not like that. It's hard for me to see that was the case. What the fuck was up with the motorcycles? Who was driving the motorcycles?
It doesn't matter. It was cool. You're in a... See, you are in a realm with a giant smoke dragon demon flying around, and you're questioning who's driving the motorcycle.
I'm in Mad Max. That's exactly what I'm in.
Yes. This is Mad Max. I did like the fact that they're like, actually, Cassandra killed Magneto. Damn it! I liked that. I did, though. Tyler Mane was at Motor City Comic Con, by the way.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he was. And guess who everybody was there to see?
I don't know who else was there.
The guy who played Doofy in Scary Movie.
Oh,
yeah. His line was really long. And then the one guy from Riverdale who played like the uncle or something. So,
hey, at least down here in Louisiana, the next con's got voice of Toph. I'll give him that.
That's pretty cool. No, yeah. This is interesting though, because Bruce Campbell wasn't there this year, which I was a little bit shocked on. But yeah, Tyler Mane was there. I love seeing Toad. I like seeing the X-Men characters. I thought that was that one and the Elektra cameo were probably the more interesting ones. Like, because when Blade was surprising, Channing Tatum with Gambit was surprising. But then you had the Russian from the Punisher movie from 2004 with Thomas Jane, and that was weird. And then you also had Psylocke from Days of Futures Past, and that was weird. And you had all these characters that just and then you had Blob from none of them, because I don't remember if he was.
Yeah, it wasn't the same Blob. He was in Wolverine Origins, but it wasn't the same Blob.
Oh, okay.
Because Kevin Durant played Kevin Durant, the guy from Abigail.
Oh no, it was pretty bad. it was bad.
His accent isn't that bad. Who the hell are you?
No, it was pretty bad. But those ones are the ones that I enjoyed the most. Also, Azazel, which was really weird. That one was the weirdest one. Because I'm sorry, but Azazel is not gonna bow down to Cassandra Nova. He's a fucking demon. I'm sorry, but he's not.
He's a mutant, right? He's a mutant, so he's like that's what I want to see. I don't want to see Wolverine in this.
You want to see Nightcrawler?
I want to see Wolverine and Nightcrawler.
I want to see. Oh, Alan Cumming returning as Nightcrawler would be sweet.
Why not? Why? Because he's doing that other TV show. He was a good.
I liked him as that Nightcrawler.
Was he the comic books typical Nightcrawler? Absolutely not. No. I mean, no.
He was fun.
But I liked him. I really liked him.
I did too.
At least you could have brought even the kid Nightcrawler back.
Or the Kid Beast.
You're not going to get Nicholas Hoult back.
No, he's too big now.
He's too busy. You could have got Kelsey Grammer. Obviously, he's around.
Yeah, he's not doing anything. Yeah. Well, no, I mean he's doing Mr. Krabs and SpongeBob.
That's not him.
It's not?
No. Clancy Brown does Mr. Krabs.
Clancy Brown, that's a good lord. I would love it, Pete.
Hey, you could have had Clancy Brown in it from the Punisher show. So there you go.
Yeah.
But I get it. It's them trying to kill off. I wanted Nicolas Cage's Ghost Rider.
Absolutely. But you wanted them to kill off what?
No, I didn't want to. I get that they were trying to kill off the 20th Century Fox thing. And that's fine. Yeah, I get that. Like I said, I get that. What I'm not getting is people losing their mind over these cameos. That's what I'm not getting. It's like, it's kind of like how, it's the Zack Snyder thing. When Zack Snyder was putting out Man of Steel, Batman versus Superman, Justice League. Well, because Justice League is when it happened. The comic community had so much hate for him. Batman versus Superman is horrible. I mean, that's all you heard.
Great now. We're supposed to like it.
Oh, Man of Steel was bad. Superman would never kill anybody. And now you have these stands where it's like, oh, Zack Snyder was great and everything. What? You have pity for somebody because he didn't get fired. He left. And for very personal reasons. Again, right. This is not on Zack Snyder. To be completely honest with you, and this is going to blow people's mind, I actually liked Batman versus Superman. I didn't particularly care for how it ended because it's Doomsday, and that's not how Doomsday was made, but whatever. I thought
it was lazy for Doomsday.
It was lazy for Doomsday. It was something. It almost came out to being like. It came out to being something we got to put in here to pull them together, right? And I feel at Luthor, they were trying with Luthor to make him the new Heath Ledger Joker.
Yeah, with trying to do, they were doing some kind of weird Joker. Yeah, that's a good point. Like they were doing a weird Joker Lex Luthor combination.
And they were trying to redefine Lex Luthor.
Yeah.
But the thing about Lex Luthor, we don't have to redefine Lex Luthor. We have Elon Musk. So we understand.
We understand the Lex Luthor. Like we get
it. Have you seen the billboard about not being mean to billionaires or whatever? They're people too or whatever. Oh my God.
No, they're not people. They're lizards. They're weird lizard people.
And somebody's like, oh, I don't know if it's a real billboard. Lord help me if it's not.
I do want to say though, I would love if Nicolas Cage returned as Ghost Rider. I would have lost my fucking mind.
Look, I'm gonna again. I have Ghost Rider. Is it a good movie? No,
but I loved it. I loved it.
But that's the thing. That's the thing. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Is I liked it. I actually liked it. The problems that they had is Ghost Rider. They just left I think they left his sockets empty, right? So it was just a skull. And it's like, no, but there's like flames. There's like a fireball. In in Ghost Rider?
Not the new one. Not the Johnny Blaze one. The Danny Ketch one, I think there is, but I don't think the Johnny Blaze one has. Let's settle this once for all by Googling it. Oh, yeah, you're right.
That's it.
Oh, yeah, but there's art too, though, where he doesn't.
Yeah, but the eyes, that's the problem. It's like, okay, you can do that with the eyes, but you can make the skull do this. Right?
That is true. Yeah, you can make it an angry face.
I totally agree with you, Tiff. That's exactly true. Yeah. He's too bulky. But yeah, so you can make the skull look angry,
I like
right?
that. He's like a midget in a muscle suit. Hello.
Oh my gosh.
How are you? Nicolas Cage yelling and laughing incoherently at Hugh Jackman.
Well, if you ever watched, because I have the DVD, you ever watched yeah, right. That would be funny. If you ever watched the behind the scenes where they're talking. He's talking with the director, and they're filming. They're looking back at Nicolas Cage's performance when he's turning into Ghost Rider in the cemetery, or he's turning back. I don't think he's turning into. He's turning back, and he's all like, that manic laughing. The idea that the director had behind it was monster movie, like classic monster movie, and that's kind of how I feel about Nicolas Cage. Nicolas Cage isn't the actor like. For some odd reason, the 90s have stuck with everybody of this realism. And Nicolas Cage isn't that type of actor. Nicolas Cage knows he's in a movie. He wants you to know he's in a movie.
Right.
He wants you to realize this is a movie. And that's okay. And the same thing goes for Deadpool and Wolverine. If you went in there expecting Shakespeare, you weren't going to get it at all.
Right.
I can't call something a good story if it has to rely on outside sources. But I can call it a good movie because it's almost like two separate things in a way. I can't say I cannot coherently say a sequel in itself is a good story because the elements that make a good story, an origin, a building of character, things of that nature have to be present there. And you're not really going to see that in the sequel because that stuff has already been established in the first one.
Right.
And
in Wolverine, nothing in a sense is established, if you get what I'm saying, which is why it's technically not Deadpool 3. It's not Deadpool 3. Because nothing is things are established, but there's it's a whole new story.
Why do they hate Negasonic Teenage Warhead?
I don't know. Why do they get like Yukiko for so much stuff?
Well, I feel like she's been underutilized. Am I wrong?
No, you're right. And even in the comics, though, she's underutilized.
Is it because of her name? I understand that Kitty Pryde was all like, "What, have we just run out of names?" Well, yes, we fucking have.
There's a guy named Tantrum. There's a guy named Tantrum. Of course, we've run out of names. There's just a guy named Skin. An egg.
Is there an egg? I don't know what name.
Yeah, egg.
I don't know.
He's one of the guys. He can make eggs, healing pods for people, and his name is Egg. I wish he threw eggs at people, but
they should totally do it. And this is a spoiler if you're just starting out on One Piece. They should totally make mutant powers like devil fruit. Like when somebody dies, someone else comes up with that power.
Do you think
they inherit that power?
Enjoy Deadpool versus Wolverine or Deadpool and Wolverine?
Yeah, that's what she's asking.
No, I think so. I think if nobody understands the Marvel Universe, I think it's a good standalone. Unless you haven't watched Loki 2, season 2, but I guess maybe that's a good question, actually. Like, because it doesn't.
I want you to answer that question.
Well, it doesn't like it. That's the only thing that you would really need to know about is the TVA. Like the rest of the movie is just him finding out Wolverine because it spoils everything for you. Oh no, I guess not. Because it spoils everything from you from the previous movies, so it doesn't let you enjoy anything. So then, no. The answer is no. Also, I need another beer.
I like to judge a movie on the grounds of if I enjoyed it while I'm watching it.
Right.
Okay? And the reason for that is because, yes, there's going to be plot holes. Nothing's perfect. So there's going to be plot holes. So did I enjoy it while I was watching it? Egg only hits people in the legs. All right, I like this guy.
All right, yeah.
Guy. What are you talking about?
Very great.
Anyway, no, but
so anyway,
but no, so you enjoy a movie as it goes along.
Sure.
I effing loved Abigail.
Sure, I haven't seen it yet, but I know it's on streaming right now. I do need to see it.
I loved Abigail. It's one of the best vampire movies I think in a while, and I'm sure somebody like our friend. Won't like it because she's a dancer.
Correct.
Whatever, dude.
Yes.
Anyway, and I don't think, and I think, in all honesty, I don't think that they made that movie her as a dancer because of Megan. I think that's ridiculous. but
I haven't seen
because
it, so I don't know.
there's a
like-
reason why that was a TikTok dance. This is a ballet dancer. They're not they didn't even lay in on that very much, right? As her being
Right.
a ballet dancer.
Oh, okay.
They didn't. They really didn't. So no, but it was a fantastic vampire movie. Yeah. Is it scary?
I heard it's really gory.
It is very gory. It is very fun.
I'm gonna grab a
Is
beer
it
real quick.
scary?
Keep going.
Is it
No,
scary?
keep going.
I'm going. Where are you? I wish you would go. Jeez, hurry up. So no, is it scary? I wouldn't say that it's scary as much as it is fun. There's a couple of, I guess, freaky parts in it, but in that, I don't know if I would really say that it was meant to be scary. I don't say it's really meant to be scary. Like, it's more like
It more looks like it's fun than anything else.
It-
Like, it's
it-
supposed to
it
be a
really
fun
is.
vampire movie.
it really is. It really is. And I don't want to get too much into it on what the whole thing was because I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. My point is, but if I go back, I could probably pick out certain things about it that didn't work. But did I enjoy it while I was watching it? That's the question. And that's the thing. Does the movie hold up as a story? Well, now I'm going to take it. It looked like it was bloody. Yeah, it's pretty freaking bloody.
It
It's
looks
pretty
bloody, and that's what I was kind of
pretty
excited about because I heard that it was very bloody.
Yes, it's very like I'm trying to think. It's very blade bloody.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Would you say it's very erotic Nights of the Living Dead bloody?
no, it's not very erotic at all.
Oh, okay.
But Blob is in it.
Oh, well, then it must be really erotic then. Great.
Kevin Durant. Well, Legion, the guy that played Legion, David, is in it. Dan Stevens.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I
so-
really liked Legion. I thought that was underrated.
Let's see. Everybody in it was pretty much somebody. I mean, yeah, everybody in it. Now, I'm going to tell you this much. Out of the past two movies that I've watched, that I've been able to sit down and watch, Abigail and Deadpool and Wolverine have introduced me to some fantastic actresses.
Mhm.
The girl that plays Abigail is off the chain.
Who is it?
I don't
I'll look
remember.
it up.
She played Matilda in that last Matilda musical movie or whatever.
The one that nobody saw?
The one that nobody saw, right? But you saw the dance moves because of the behind the scenes, and it hit really hard. But it only hit really hard when you put a different soundtrack behind it.
Oh, the metal one, the metal dance.
Like, yeah, but they're hitting that every dance step like with some force behind it, right? But,
Right.
and-
Alicia Wire? Huh.
maybe, yeah. So, yeah, she's freaking fantastic in it. Like I said, Cassandra Nova was freaking fantastic. Emma Corrin. So, yeah. So at least out of that, I've gotten some really, leads on seeing some fantastic people come in.
Is it reminiscent of other vampire movies with young vampires? Well, it looks like that it's almost like an escape room type thing where they throw everybody in there and they have to survive this little vampire girl. It looks like an M. Night Shyamalan
most
movie, The
part.
Devil, if you remember that, where they're trapped in an elevator. It looks very similar to that. And I'm
Oh,
only
so-
referencing that because that's the only movie that I can come up with at this moment.
They had that Devil movie, right? But I had seen another movie that was an elevator movie, and they're all trapped in an elevator. But the thing about it, one of them was a killer.
Wasn't it just Elevator?
Was it Elevator?
I think it was just called Elevator.
Look, I think it had that Joan of Arc chick in it from that old TV show.
But people in an elevator.
And Joan of Arcadia. That's what the name that show was. I remember it was big for like 2 seasons.
Yeah,
Remember?
2011 Elevator. Yeah, it was just
Yes!
called Elevator. Yeah.
So if you go and you watch Elevator, right? And how that goes, if it was 2011, so we're good.
Yep.
So 2011, right? You basically they're trapped in the elevator with the killer. And what he's freaking out about is they're trapped in the elevator. It's nothing supernatural. What he's freaking out about is the fact that he has a dead body at home, and soon his ex-wife and daughter are going to be home to discover the body before he can get home and hide it.
That is a problem.
That is a problem.
That's a great problem, actually.
Yeah,
I like that
so,
premise.
yeah, right. But this came out around what time? When did Devil come out? About the same time,
2010.
Right? Okay,
If I
right.
remember,
So that one came out after Devil. I didn't see Devil. I saw Elevator first, which is, in my opinion, is superior to that. The only thing I remember about Devil is that it had the guy from what was it called? Super Troopers.
Oh, okay. I barely
uh,
remember Devil only because when I watched the trailer, I went, "That's the devil," and then when I watched the movie, I went, "That was the devil." So it was
it
very
was the old lady, wasn't it? I think.
Yeah, it was
And
the old lady. I'm like, I bet
And if
that's
we
the devil.
spoiled an M. Night Shyamalan movie for you, I don't know where you've been because they're horrible now.
There's
like, it's like, but you don't ever pass up an M. Night Shyamalan movie.
No.
You don't pass it up because there might actually be something there. It might actually be good. Look at Split.
Look at Split. Look at The Village. I thought The Village was pretty good. I actually did enjoy that one.
The Village was decent.
Yeah.
The only problem you could call it. I liked, and everybody hates this, so you people probably hate my opinion on movies, and that's cool.
That's
I like them. I like them. I did like A Lady in the Water.
I didn't see it.
And Lady in the Water is basically there was a group, there was a race that would come to man and inspire them. That inspiration, they were muses that would inspire somebody important to the world that would change the world. Right?
Oh.
So she's a nymph, and she shows up in the swimming pool. But the problem is she's got to find out who she is. Well, the thing about it is it's another one of those movies that I feel like knows it's a movie.
Yeah, no, I get you. It's just the way you said that. She shows up in the swimming pool.
Because they're water creatures and she has to be.
Yeah.
It was. But when he was presenting this, he presented it as this was a bedtime story. He actually wrote a book to it, a bedtime story that he would tell. He was making up to his kids.
Sure.
So that was the essence, and it wasn't a scary movie. It wasn't like Sixth Sense, Unbreakable, and things like that. So it got really panned, and a lot of people didn't like it.
Sure. Or The Happening.
Was it the great? That was horrible.
Why?
That was the worst fucking movie. I swear.
Why?
The Happening?
Yeah.
Oh my god. You like The Happening? Okay, we're done.
Listen,
Bye.
I'm gonna tell you right now, dude, that the happening things happened in the movie. We didn't see them happening.
Bro, I was so we were done. This was the last RSVP. Oh my god. That was a horrible movie.
It was pretty bad.
You're gonna hurt me. No. Shut up.
Mark Wahlberg as a fucking science teacher was hysterical.
That's just the fact and he's all, and the bad about it is M. Night Shyamalan, he's got this big head about him, and he's like, yeah, this is better than Hitchcock, and blah 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 blah, and it's like, Hitchcock who? I don't know a comedian named Hitchcock. It was bad. Like, okay, like with John Leguizamo and Zooey Deschanel, it's like, okay, something's wrong with Zooey Deschanel. We never find out what it is. Never. So John Leguizamo is like handing his daughter off to her. It's like, if you take her hand, you have to mean it. Like, where the fuck does this come from? What is that about?
Because things are happening.
Things are happening.
Things are happening. Are you not paying attention to what the movie is called? The Happening.
And that's the thing about Shyamalan. It's like he can have a really good premise.
I didn't see
and sometimes
The Visit.
Yeah, I saw it.
I didn't see it. Anyway, it's back to stuff that's happening in The Happening.
What's happening? So it's a good premise. The plants are attacking. So there's a pheromone that's causing people to go crazy. Great premise. It's a great premise. It's a good premise. The bad thing is, one, we figured that out too quickly from a guy who liked hot dogs. I think it's the plants. Look, dude, go back to Dr. Quinn Medicine Woman. If you don't understand that reference, I understand that. But that's where he's from. Dude. Okay, I think it's the plants. The plants have done this. Okay, so you think it's the plants. Oh, Oh, that's what we're going. Oh, it's the plant. Oh, okay, it's the plant.
See, it would have
That
been better if it
explains the hundreds and hundreds of still shots of wind in the grass. That
Right.
explains that.
It
And
would
if
have
you
been-
wanted to do it artistically, and you would have cut that out,
Yes.
if you would have
Yeah.
cut him saying that out, because I felt like that saying, and I'm going to give it to Shyamalan. I wouldn't be surprised if that was a producer decision.
Oh, sure.
Okay, I'm going to give it to him on that because that happens to a lot of them. There's producer decisions that really cut the movie. And I'm going to say that's a producer decision because the way that he was doing it, Mark Wahlberg's acting was bad, but the way he was doing it, showing the plants here and the grass here and things like that, it could have been a subtle thing to where when this movie ended, you had to figure out that it was the plants.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you had left it symbolic and we moved on.
Right. And then the internet would have explained it to you, like, 4 days later, like most do.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, what is it? The ending of the happening explained. Like, okay.
Right. But I will say, though, that scene where he says, well, I think it's the plants. If it was meant to be aware of itself and also a comedy, that would have also worked. Kind of like, and I know this isn't a great comparison. It's just like Attack of the Killer Tomatoes.
I knew you were going to say that. I love you for that. Yes,
okay.
Absolutely.
Okay, yeah,
Absolutely.
like you know exactly what you get walking into it. Like there you go.
Yeah, no, exactly.
So then it would have been a million times better. But it wasn't aware of itself. That's the problem.
No, this was trying to be Hitchcockian or whatever the case is.
Yeah, it's like, supposed to be creative without actually being creative.
Now, the guy who played that part, and I've seen him for years, and I don't remember his name. He's done a lot of frontier stuff. Like I said, Dr. Quinn Medicine Woman. I don't know if you remember that show.
I know the name of it. I've never seen it.
Okay, it was basically a woman in the West. Woman doctor in the West, so she has that. Anyway, he was one of the
House is what it was.
Yeah, but he's kind of it's House in Western, but
with
way before House. Well, no, she wasn't as crude as House, but yes. But he was one of the townsfolk, and I wouldn't say he was dopey, but he was down to earth or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
I hate to say this, you wouldn't get me to play King Arthur or whatever the case is. And that's the case there. You wouldn't get somebody who's been panned like that. And the way that you presented him, like, I like hot dogs, to deliver that line if you had to deliver that line.
Right.
It would have been better if there was a situation with, if you were with somebody and a breeze came by blowing over a flower, and then somebody switched and changed then, right? Then you could have had the science teacher figure out, hey, wait a minute, the way the wind changed, I can't help but wonder if this is pheromones in the plants.
Right.
Or what I would have done to begin with is I would have had his lesson. And all I can remember about his lesson is he was making fun of some good-looking kid that one day his nose is going to get bigger, his ears are going to get bigger. That's all I remember. I don't remember what his lesson was, but I would have just left his lesson on something to do with photosynthesis, or even not even that broad, or even that precision. I would have had it to where this is the piece of the puzzle that you will need. This is the key to the whole show, and I will never address it again. If you haven't gotten that key, it went down the drain like it did in Saw.
You could have also could have pulled The Last of Us as well. In the beginning of Last of Us, where you had Evie's brother as on the talk show, and he's like, if fungus became able to possess humans, it'd be one of the most dangerous things on the planet. And then literally not even 5 years later, it was.
Yeah, you didn't even have to address that. You didn't even have to address it anymore. You could have gone. They did in that show, but still.
Right, but I'm just saying, like, you could have done that because I really liked that scene, and I really liked that opener. I thought it was great.
Or if you wanted somebody to deliver that line over a radio, that could have been the case.
Yeah, like something subtle like that. Like, you had to really be listening to it.
Right.
Like,
Or,
I think it's the plants. Or it's Alex Jones going, I think it's the plants, man.
the
plants.
plants are turning everyone gay.
Get the every gay, man.
The pheromones are gay. The daisies are gay.
Pheromones are gay. If you have pheromones, you're gay.
So whatever. Hey, pheromono.
Homo pheroma.
But, or even at that point, there could have been some acknowledgement of something going on with the plants, and it didn't even have to be addressed that they were changing anything.
Right.
Just left it alone and moved on from that. But you had to feel like you're off. I cannot stand stuff that makes the audience interview with a vampire.
It is very gay.
It is very gay.
We watched the TV
especially.
series, so it's very gay.
It is. They're moving on to Vampire Lestat, it seems.
Yeah, season 3 is the second book.
Okay.
Which is the Lestat. That movie was that show is so gay that they actually have Lestat lifting up a man with his penis. Have you watched it?
I think I watched like the first 4 or 5 episodes. And the only reason I haven't gone back to it is because I just haven't been in the mood for it. It had nothing to do with the show. The show.
No, it's
because I've read Interview, I read Lestat, and I read Queen of the Damned. And Queen of the Damned is one of the best books I've ever read.
Wow, I've seen the movie. And it's fine. I don't think it's particularly interesting. I just think it's fun. Yeah, he was levitating him with his shaft. Yeah, so there's a scene in it where Lestat and the main guy, who's Grey Worm from Game of Thrones, is, and if I would have known he was the lead, I would have watched it a long time ago. But they're like having sex, and then Lestat's behind him, and they're like lifting each other, and they're both like hovering in the air, and it looks like Lestat is lifting him up with his dick. And I'm like, oh no, it's vampire levitation sex. My favorite.
I know that they were going at it pretty heavy there a couple of times.
They go at it a couple of times very heavily.
I did not realize. I never put it that it was Grey Worm.
No, I didn't. It bothered the crap out of me. I was like staring at him, and I'm like, I know that guy. And then the power of Google. I was like, oh damn, the Grey Worm is Grey Worm's the lead. I would have watched this a long time ago if I would have known that.
I will say my only criticism is I don't like David. I didn't like David. I don't like who they chose to play David.
Which one is David?
David's the interviewer.
Oh yeah, he was weird. I didn't like him. Apparently he's a real doctor too.
I don't care. Like, okay. Okay. In the movie, David was played by Christian Slater.
Yes.
Which is makes sense. Because when Lestat goes after somebody that is attractive, that is something he sees that he wants in himself. Right? Which is gay. Which is gay. He wants well, yeah. I think if Interview was not that gay in the books, but it probably
might have undertone of it. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
When you live for a million years, you're gay.
You can tell. No, Anne Rice loved Lestat. Like, she was in love with her fictional character. Like, it was her dark prince, as she liked to say. So she was in love with Lestat. And you know how it is with girls, they like to write boys that they like kissing other boys. I don't know why, but that's what they did.
Guys like writing girls kissing other girls. So
good point.
It's hypocrites, right? Last Vampire by Winston Stryber is my favorite vampire book.
I haven't read it.
I never read it. You know what does have girl on girl sex? Erotic Nights of the Living Dead.
It's not happening. It's not happening. But no, well, like Queen of the Damned, the movie, I was so far out of what it was the book at all.
I had nothing to compare it to because I never read the book, but I do know that Jonathan David, or not John David, the voice of the lead singer of Korn plays Lestat's
Jonathan Davis, you're right.
Voice. Yeah, Jonathan Davis is the singing voice.
Yes.
And that made it weirder because everybody's like, his voice is so sexy. I'm like, but is it? I love you.
And again, people will hate me for saying this, but Korn was the absolute worst choice to do for Queen of the Damned. And
Oh, I
the thing
agree.
about Lestat, the vampire Lestat, they should never have tried to make it modern.
I think they should have had a woman play Lestat's voice. I think that would have been more hilarious.
Well, okay,
Amy Lee from Evanescence.
I'm not going to necessarily disagree with you. Evanescence would have been a closer resemblance to what they were going for. But you're talking about, this was the 80s. So you're looking at, and if I'm mistaken, it was kind of like a emo, not emo, oh, golly, not emo.
It was like, it was
like new wave, Bajas,
more
like
gothic than anything else.
Very gothic, right, exactly. You know,
like new wave gothic, like new
right. So Korn doesn't really fit into that at all. And I don't understand. It's like, why didn't you just put it in the 80s? For goodness sakes, it is a freaking period piece. If they had put it in the 80s, there would be so many people that would still be watching Queen of the Damned as a cult hit. It would have been as big as The Crow. You know, as far as its cult following. If you had done that.
I think it would have been a bigger cult following because it does, like at horror cons, it has a following.
Why?
I don't know.
It wasn't even written well.
I don't know, but it's kind of like, because even, you know what's interesting is that Queen of the Damned has more of a cult following at the horror con, at least at the Motor City Nightmares that I've been to, than The Crow, which I thought was kind of interesting because I feel like The Crow would have there would be more Crow stuff. But I actually saw more Queen of the Damned than anything else, which I thought was kind of interesting. And I'm not comparing the two. I'm just saying when it comes to cult following.
That's because the girl died. That's why. What's her name? Whoever played.
Aisha, or whoever played the lead vampire.
Right.
And then everybody goes home at the end. That's that whole movie. Like the whole movie ends with everybody just going home.
I will say that I like the fact that they got Armand right. Armand was a child in the movie and the Queen of the Damned.
Oh yeah, he was.
And that's what Armand was. He wasn't a 40-year-old Antonio Banderas. He just wasn't.
He wasn't Brad Pitt.
No, he wasn't. Well, no, I mean, that's what Antonio Banderas played Armand, and they did it. They aged him up. Yeah, an interview.
God, it's been a while since I've seen that movie.
Yeah, Antonio Banderas. This is when Antonio Banderas is just coming up. He plays Armand, and he's all like, and there's fire, and I put my hand to the flame, and it's like, oh, and Louis, you come with me. Yeah, right.
Rub my nipples.
Right, and it's like, okay, bro, chill out, right? But Armand was actually like a 16-year-old. Or maybe even younger for that matter. He wasn't as young as Claudia, but he was young, right?
Yeah.
Which, if you're doing this as a series, if Armand surely he showed up in an interview, right?
In the movie or the TV series?
TV series.
Yeah, he does. Yeah,
okay.
Armand is one of the main characters. Sort of. He's like a secondary character. He shows up very often.
Is he a child or is he an adult?
I won't. You kind of got to watch it because I don't. Okay. He is an adult, but it's kind of a spoiler.
Okay, the thing about it is,
he is younger, or he's actually older than, the main. Can't remember his name.
Louis.
Yeah, he's like.
Yeah,
much older.
Way older. So you don't know how. You don't know.
No. What I'm saying is like he's older, but he's not a child.
He's older in appearance.
Yes, he's older in appearance.
Okay.
Is what I'm saying. The actor that plays him is older.
But see, I can forgive that because how are you going to have an ongoing series and a child vampire?
You can't because
you can't.
Louis and him are lovers. That's weird. So that's
okay.
But
yeah, you
spoiler alert if anybody's never seen it.
You don't know how his theater got started and everything, no?
I watched the TV series and I
don't know how close the TV series is going to go to it because I know that they kind of pretty much rewrote it, and which is for people who like interview, it's kind of a sour, it's a bitter sweet type of thing, because I think the essence of the story is completely there.
Yeah.
If you want it to be completely like the books, you're going to be disappointed. But if you're open enough to let it evolve,
Yeah.
it's there. The story is there.
That's actually what I've heard from a lot of people who have like talked about the show, is that you got to really give it a chance. And I had fun with it. Like, I was sitting there going, this is hysterical. Like, Claudia's hysterical the whole time. Like,
I didn't get to Claudia.
She's hilarious. I love her. She's always sitting there going, you need to respect me. And I'm like, well, just leave, you idiot.
I do like that they explored Lestat's dark gift more. I think that's Tom Cruise actually did a pretty decent Lestat. Queen of the Damned, that dude can't act. And I've seen him in several things. He can't act. Maybe him and Channing Tatum could do a movie I'll never watch.
They're doing Magic Mike together.
Stuart Townsend is his name.
Oh, okay. You could have said any name, and I would have just been like, yeah, him.
His name is Stuart Townsend. I didn't have to look that up. I remember it because I'm like, I never want to see another movie with this guy in it. But no, because I've given him a shot. He was in he was Dorian Gray and League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
No, he wasn't.
Yes.
Wait, young Dorian Gray?
Dorian Gray, yeah. You watched the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, right?
did.
With Sean Connery. Okay, you remember he was the villain at the. He was basically he was with them the entire time.
Oh my God, you're right. He was. Oh my God, you're right.
So he's
I
not one
hated
of those
that movie.
actors.
So I just like I forgot that guy was in there.
Yeah,
because the books were great. If you ever get a chance to read the books,
I've never read the books. I have to be in the mood for Alan Moore.
They're really. Here's the thing: for an Alan Moore book, they're really easy.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, I have to say, for what they are, or for a Alan Moore book, they are very easy to read. So I definitely recommend it. Is it? Wait, is it Alan Moore? It is Alan Moore.
Yeah.
Apparently, they're supposed to get another one. I know he did a League of Extraordinary Gentlemen spinoff with Nemo, and that was terrible.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was just into the Mountains of Madness. It was just another retelling of that story by H.P. Lovecraft, and it was terrible. People were like, "This is so good." I'm like, "No, it's fucking not." What?
But with Nemo, right?
Right, and that's
Yeah.
well, no, it was Nemo's daughter. So let me correct that real quick. It was still bad, so it doesn't matter. But yeah,
Nemo was not that interesting of a character. Really.
He wasn't, and that's why I didn't understand why he got a fucking spinoff.
Alan Moore actually made it more interesting than he is in at 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. I hate to say it. A lot of people might pay me for that one. I don't know.
Personally, I thought Mr. Hyde Mr. Hyde wasn't in or no, Mr. Hyde was in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Remember correctly, because he wasn't.
He was a whole kind of character.
Yeah, with Jason Fleming or whatever his name was the actor, but he was.
You could say any name, and I would.
Sure, you're right, exactly. And I don't know that because I'm actually staring at the cast list at this point.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I'm not gonna fuck around and say, yeah, I knew that. But in League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, the books, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde was a million times more interesting. Same thing with Alan Quatermain. So I'm really confused as to why Nemo got a trilogy.
Yeah.
So,
it's one of those mysteries. The fact that League of Extraordinary Gentlemen was able to take public IPs and actually do something with them, unlike most. So
please stop talking. That's a whole other discussion.
I know people hate me for that. Maybe I'm kind of getting tired of some shit. That's all I could say.
Well, let's just let's just
yeah. Anyway, so whatever. So
let's just